Alright, y'all. Y'all ready for this? This is Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Season 3, Episode 17. I will put the link down below in the description box to the full episode, so don't worry. You ain't trying to watch no review. You just want to watch your show. I got you, okay? Alright, so first it starts off with Mimi and Nikko. And they're starting back off where they ended last episode, which was Mimi asking Nikko, is he married? And he tells her, yeah, nonchalant, all nonchalant. And she's like, so when were you going to tell me that you were married? And he's like, never. And she was like, never. And then he was like, but don't worry about that. I mean, like, what does that matter though? And she gets up and she's trying to walk out the door. And he's like, come on, it's me and you though. She was like, it's me, you, and your wife. And he was like, okay, well, I'm with you publicly though. And she's like, you keep digging yourself a bigger ditch. And she walks out and it's like, are you going to leave him alone now, Mimi? Do you understand that everybody's been saying he's an opportunist now, Mimi? Do you get it now, Mimi? Of course not, because you're Mimi. Alright, so next, it's Stevie and Jocelyn. And Stevie tells Jocelyn that he's going to LA. He's been in the doghouse for a long time already. He didn't expect to be in the doghouse as long, but he know if he go to LA, that he gonna be in the doghouse even longer. And she's like, well, why are you going to LA? He was like, I need to go do some work in the studio. Well, why can't you work right here? And then he's like, well, I'm going to meet with Snoop to work on the song. And she's like, oh, okay, well, why can't I go? And he's like, well, we just trying to handle some business and get this song done. And she's like, oh, okay, well, you gonna put me on the song? And then he was like, yeah, maybe the remix. And she's like, oh, okay, the remix. No, what about this song? And, Stevie's like, uh, not this song, okay? Stevie don't even want Jocelyn on his song. To keep it 100 with her, he does not want her on his song. Stevie ends up, he's supposed to take Benzino. Benzino's all excited. He's at the strip club or whatever because he about to get married, and he's there with Kirk, Stevie, Jock, and who else came? Oh, and what's Kalina's husband? Tony. They all at the strip club and they excited, and Stevie's being real fake because he's celebrating, and Benzino asked him, can he be the best man? And Steve's like, yeah, I'll be your best man. I'll be your best man. It's like, okay, Stevie, really? Alright, so next is Karlie Red. Karlie Red is in the studio. She invites Rashida and Kalina, and she tells them that she has big business to take care of and she wants to talk to them about it. So she's playing the song and I'm like, okay, at first it don't sound that bad. Then she tells Kalina and Rashida that she, took Jack off the song and she bought the record from the producer and she got her contract. And they're like, okay, well, you do know that this is the music business, and real talk, you just don't want to seem like you coming off as like a bitter woman, because it's all about the relationships in the music business, and it's about loyalty and trust and all kind of stuff. And Karlie's like, well, that's okay, he was disloyal to me, and they was like, but that's personal. And she's like, well, look, I have been hitting his lawyer up all this time, been hitting him up about doing a business with the song, and he's just been ignoring me for weeks. So I went and bought the song. And they was like, okay, well, that's business. That's understandable. And then she was like, well, I'm going to tell Jock about it. I have a video coming up for it, and I'm going to just tell Jock about it there, that he's off the song and that I'm putting Young Dro on. And so Karlie does her video, and she invites Young Jock, which I don't understand. If y'all not on good speaking terms, and you about to piss him off even more, why would you have him come show up at your place of business, basically? Why are you doing your business? Why would you have him come up there, Karlie? What are you thinking? You not in your right mind. And, you know, Karlie tells Jock that she bought the song and that she has replaced him with Young Dro on there. And he's like, okay, well, that's good. See, I bought you that song, and you gonna tell me that you bought, the song from the damn producer? You only got partial credit for it. You ain't, fully on that song now. And you still gonna give me my percentage. And it's like, okay, Jock, no shade, but all shade. What's 10%, 50%, any percentage of nothing? Exactly what Karlie gonna make for that song, because once I heard that video, the chorus sounds straight, but the damn verses was horrible. She still can't sing even with auto-tune on. I'm sorry, okay? Sorry but not sorry. It don't sound good, Jock. And he calls her. He's like, you know what? You be blessed, and you heathen. And she's like, whatever, Jock. You just mad because you did me wrong. You out here running around with these side chicks, all your side chicks, and you ain't handling your business. And it's like, okay, just be done with this. Now, she does somehow owe Jock some money for it, because I did not know he paid for the song. Somehow Jock needs to get his money, but a percentage, yeah, Jock, good luck with that one. Alright, so next is Tammy and Deb. And Deb is going to the doctor or whatever to get Tammy checked out, to see if she can have any babies, because her and Walker has been trying for years. They've been trying for a long time. They've been together for 4 years, and she still isn't pregnant. Now, she knows she had a child already that's 9 years old, but, something ain't right. Something ain't adding up. So she goes there, they're taking blood tests, they're doing all kind of tests on her. And then the doctor sits down with her, and he talks to her, and he says, well, there is no pollution in anything. Your body is fine. You're perfectly fine and capable of having this baby. And he's like, well, next, what we need to talk about is your husband and what kind of drugs he's on, if he's taking any drugs, what is he drinking, what's your sex life like. And once he says that, Deb kind of not Deb, Tam kind of give Deb the eye like, okay, Deb, it's time for you to go now. And Deb's just like, well, I'm going to leave, but I just want to know this one thing, Doc. And he's like, okay. And then she's like, can you put 3 babies in her? I just want to know, is that possible? And the doctor was like, no. And Tammy's looking like, okay, bitch, I was going to try to rock with you on twins, but triplets? No. And that shit even sound dangerous. Like, come on now. 3 babies? Is that really necessary, Deb? You ain't even got time to babysit all them babies, okay? Let's just do the one at a time thing, okay? Alright, so next is Mimi and Ariane and Erica. And they are out at lunch, and Mimi tells them, she's like, well, listen, before I don't want to hear any I told you so. And Ariane's like, well, I can't promise you that. And Mimi's like, well, my boyfriend is married. And they're like, and she was like, all he said was, I'm married, and what's the big deal? What's the big deal about it? And Ariana's like, well, Ariane or whatever. She's like, well, do you finally get it, that he put the sex tape out? And then she was like, no, I still don't believe he would do that. And they looking like, come on, bitch. He married to somebody else and didn't even tell you. He told you he was never going to tell you. And you still going to be like, he didn't put the sex tape out. And then they was like, look, to keep it real with you, Mimi, that sex tape like a production. And she was like, well, the first tape was homemade. And Ariana's like, so there's other. And she's like, yes, the initial tape was homemade, and Vivid told us that we didn't have enough footage to sell and that we had to go back and make some more scenes. And they's like, oh, we get it now. And they basically like, look, Mimi, we done told you that this dude is no good for you. Ariana's like, since the day I met him, I know he was no good. And ever since you've been with him, he's been your downfall. And Mimi's not trying to hear. She just does not take criticism well from her friends, especially Ariane. Hell, K. Michelle even told her about Nikko. Even though she said he was gay, who knows, he might be. But anyways, I don't understand how Ariane still stays friends with Mimi, and shit, she basically abuses her. Like, she cries to her whenever anything goes wrong, but when it's time to like keep telling you stop doing this, oh, she just blows up at Ariane. It's like, look, Ariane, you ain't gotta take this from her, okay? You deserve better in a friend, for real. So next is, sorry, I'm looking at my notes. Stevie going to LA. Stevie goes to LA. He was supposed to take Benzino, but guess who arrives? It's Jocelyn Hernandez, baby. And they goes to see Snoop at his podcast. What is it? GGN News or something like that? I seen it on YouTube. It's real. It's funny, but it's Snoop, okay? So they go in and they being interviewed by Snoop. Then afterwards, Snoop and Stevie go in the studio and they finishing Stevie's song. Now, the first time I didn't notice it, but the second time I realized it was a bunch of smoke in the dang on booth. I'm like, damn, Snoop even smoked while he recording? For real, Snoop? He got a serious problem. So then after they finish the song up, Snoop and Stevie are talking. They sitting down and talking. And he's like, well, Benzino's getting engaged. And he's like, okay, that's what's up. And he want me to, be his best man. But the chick that he marrying, I know her. And Snoop like, I already know what you mean by you know her. And he's like, yeah, but he want me to be his best man, but I gotta tell him, what happened. And he's like, well, you do need to let her know that she been in the collection. And Stevie's like, well, she kind of already told him about it, but when he told me about it, I went on it. I wasn't trying to get all into that. And then he says that he slept with Althea in Benzino's house. That shit was crazy right there. I didn't expect that. In Benzino's house, for real. Mimi said that was in Stevie's house. They had to do it more than one time. I don't know. Stevie is the worst friend. I swear he is. Who in the heck sleeps with their best friend, their so-called brother, woman, and then it be in their house? Like, that was some straight disrespectful stuff. I don't care what nobody say. They can call Althea all she wants. She bad too. If that is true, she's bad too. But don't give Stevie no passes, because that is ridiculous. They trying to make it seem Althea tried to make it seem like it was a long time ago. It was before her and Benzino was together, but now that, Snoop put some truth serum in Stevie's weed, oh, all the truth coming out, and now y'all done slept together in Benzino's house. That is just straight up disrespectful. So then, Stevie goes on to tell Snoop that he ain't told Jocelyn. Now Snoop gave him the look like, nigga, you gonna be dead. She gonna kill you. He's like, oh man, you got to tell her. And he's like, I gotta tell Benzino. He's like, but you gotta tell her before you tell anybody else, or she hear it from somebody else, cause it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. And Stevie's like, yeah, I know. And then Snoop like, yeah, you need to tell her tonight. And he's like, yeah, but I don't feel like going through that. So then later on, Stevie ends up going to the pool where Jocelyn is in there swimming. He got him a big old bottle of champagne, drinking it straight out the bottle. Jocelyn gets out and he just worried about getting him some. He's like, look, Jocelyn, all that truth or whatever, it can wait. We ain't about to mess this up. And I'm like, Stevie, don't tell her right now. She is going to drown you. She going to drown you for real. So then, moving on. So then we go to Mimi. Now, Mimi has all these questions in her head about Nikko being married. And she almost got to the point where she was about to pick up the phone and call Nikko because she wanted to know for herself what was going on. And then she thought, well, I don't have to call Nikko. I can just call Johnny because Johnny and Nikko has fell out, but I've never asked myself or never cared why they fell out. But now I figured, hey, why don't I just chit chat with Johnny and find out what's really going on, since he knows him the best and they have been roommates. So Mimi and Johnny goes out to eat somewhere in East Atlanta and sit down and talk. And Mimi's trying to act like she cares. So, Johnny, how has it been? It's been so long since I talked to you. And he's like, yeah, it has been. What's going on? What you want to know? And then she's like, well, first off, what happened with you and Nikko? And he's like, well, me and Nikko, we kind of just fell apart after the NY to LA video shoot. After it didn't go so well, basically he jetted off and left and was like, look, I got a better opportunity, which was you, Mimi. And Mimi's like, wow. And then she was like, okay, so what's this with Nikko being married? And he was like, look, basically, they've been together for a decade now. And I thought you knew that he was married. I didn't know how far your relationship had went, whatever stage y'all was in. But, he loves that girl. They have an emotional connection. They do all their business together. They make all their music together. So basically, what Johnny was telling Mimi was that she knows. That's his real woman. And she knows about you. And this ain't no secret. And Mimi's like, wow. And then she was like, so about the tape. And he was like, come on, Mimi, no. This tape was set up. I know Nikko and how his mind thinks, and he has everything, staged according to how he wanted. He puts all this together. He's real strategic. And strategic, sorry. And she's like, wow. And he's like, he told me that he was going to try to get you on camera. And then she's like, unknowingly. He's like, yeah, well, that's how it sounded to me, that it was going to be unknowingly. And she was like, okay, so there could be several tapes. And he's like, yeah, basically, you know. And it's like, me, now that you done heard it straight from somebody that was really close to Nikko, I really, really hope that you take this to heart and to head and know that he been playing your ass the whole time. Come on, Mimi. Somebody that knows him, that don't have no bad feeling towards you or anything like that, is straight up telling you that everything he does has a purpose and he is using you. You are just his opportunity. Honey, I hope she finally learns. So next episode is supposed to be the season finale. I don't know what's gonna happen with this reunion. I do know, I just saw the video for the fight. I've been heard the fight, but I just saw the video for the fight a couple hours ago. And I hope they put the reunion up. It looked like a lot of fighting going on. But the way they got these new shows coming on, they got it set up, it doesn't look like they're going to put the reunion on. I hope they do, but I will be here next week for, season finale. Hopefully I will be. I will be traveling, but back home to Atlanta, leaving Cleveland. But hopefully they got it all set up. So that's it, y'all. I'll put the video down below in the description box. And follow me on Twitter at Jazz Chapman. And like, share, subscribe. And peace, y'all.